Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Noise and welcome back to Sky Factory 2.5. In the last episode, we were still working on trying to get a whole bunch of seeds and all that kind of stuff. I've got the auto spawner full of skeletons and witch water, turning them into wither skeletons. But I need to make this bigger. I think that's what I'm going to do, by the way, is make this a little bit bigger so we can spawn gas. Unfortunately, we can't spawn gas right now, but I'll make this a little bit bigger and then just turn it on and have that. Should work if I make enough space. Let's actually test that. But that's not what I really want to do today. I want to start working on getting more Thaumcraft automation so we can do other things. So one thing that I did between episodes was I got rid of a whole bunch of these barrels and just kind of cleaned up the area a little bit. I also went ahead and I have all the seeds except for cobalt and ardite, the ghast, and the wither skeletons. Everything else is here, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start getting some of this stuff planted, specifically the experience seeds, because that's going to help us get magical wood, which is going to help us get a better cleaver. So let's get just some more cobblestone. Let's get like 200. I get like, yeah, that's enough. Decent amount. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else we're gonna need. I don't think so. I do need to get 6 farming stations, so we're gonna need 4 more. And we're going to just let that go. So I'm not going to worry too much about making this look nice or anything like that. I just want to go ahead and collect the witch water. And yeah, we're going to make this bigger. That's it. Let's actually grab a wand. Do I have builder's wands? Nope. Okay. So we have a diamond wand. This will work. So just do something like this. And it's gonna break here in a second, but oh well. It'll help at least a little bit. Let's actually do this. And I think this will be tall enough. Hopefully it will be tall enough. And it'll be temporary. I will get rid of it later. I want to do a little bit of a test. I think that I can destroy this stuff without like risking any of the I can destroy the cobblestone without risking the detailed cobblestone, because yeah, I don't think they're considered the same block to chisel, or no, to vein miner rather. So I should be safe to go ahead and deconstruct the top portion and reconstruct the bottom when it comes that time. So last thing we want to do is just kind of fill this in. And that should be plenty big enough. So let's grab the gas. I'm gonna go ahead and put the trapdoor up here. And there's some more blocks and stuff to grab. So we'll see if this works. Hopefully it does. And if the gas is in there, it should die. I just want to see if this works. So we're gonna put these in here. This in here. So is that enough space? It is. Perfect. So that'll get us gassed here. So I'm going to turn that off for now. I will let that run and we'll get the gas seeds before next episode. So that is great. I just need to go ahead and put the rest of the stuff over here. So the witch water. And perfect. So now that that's out of the way, that didn't take too long. We should have our farming stations, which we do. And I want to get some double layer capacitors. We need 6 of these. This shouldn't take that long to do, but I'm going to set up probably just one of these for right now because I want to start growing the experience seeds and the Enderman to a lesser extent, but mostly the experience seeds. So it is crafting the energetic alloy. That's going to take a while. So the other thing we're going to need is shiny hose, and something I actually want to do about this. You know, let's do that now. And I'll kind of show off what we're going to want to do. So I want to do a shiny hoe. I just need one for right now. It'll craft it, no problem. All that fun stuff. And what I'm going to want is a crafting card, which of course we don't have, but we can get pretty easily. So there's the crafting card. We're going to want an export bus, which should not be difficult. We just need which formation core. Just one of these. So that'll take just a second. Shouldn't be too bad. And we're going to need some glass cable. So ME glass cable. Let's get a little bit more of that. I don't actually know how much we're going to need, but that should be more than enough. And the last thing we're going to want is to get a chest, I think. Just a standard chest. Should be fine. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to run some ME cable over here. And what I want to do is I want to put it basically right here. And you'll see why here in a moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to have this guy right here. And alright, so for some reason this guy did attach, but this one didn't. Alright, so we'll get energy conduit, but I want the item conduit attached to this guy as well. Perfect. So I want this to be extract on brown, I think. So what is this doing? It is green. Perfect. So I want this extract on brown, always active, and that's fine. It's same with this guy. And yeah, I need to be able to see this. There we go. Alright, extract from brown, always active. Now, why do I want to do that? So, let's come up here. I'm going to need more of these guys, but we'll get to that in just a moment. We'll put the farming station like so. And this guy doesn't have anything yet. But what we're going to do is we're going to run some glass cable and get a get an error in the chunk loading. We're going to export in here the shiny hose. And we're going to put a crafting card and just do that. Perfect. Uh-oh, I forgot. We need to light that up. I forgot. Hey, he despawned. Cool. Come over here. No? Okay. You die. You fall. Yeah, I forgot to light this up. Oh well. Not that big of a deal. So, kill the zombie. And we'll just throw nut in there into the diamond chest. Oh, the zombie was behind me. Alright, so, we're going to need some item conduits. And I'm just going to show off how this is going to work. I will set up the rest of this later, again, between episodes, because I don't think you guys want to see me set this stuff up. It is very monotonous. Yeah, really boring stuff that I don't really want to do. So I just chose this one for the fun of it. And what we're going to do is we're going to have, on this, we're going to have in out. So insert on brown, extract on green, always active. And this, I don't think it matters, but as you can see, it already has the shiny hoe that we put in this guy. So basically what we're going to do is once we set this up and connect it with the rest of this line, it'll basically allow us to get infinite hose over to the to the farm, where we don't have to worry about anything ever again. And all I have to do is just run this, and I will get some ME conduit or cable facades, I think they're called, cable covers. But that should be inserted and should have, it says device missing channel. That should be updated soon enough. There should be enough channels this way. Should be. Maybe, actually it says 7 out of 10. We're gonna need more channels this way, but we'll worry about that later. So what we should see is shiny hose. Perfect. So then all I have to do is set all of these to not only extract but also insert, and we'll be good. Alright, so is this gotta, I will have to run power lines, so I will do that off camera. As I've said before, so the farm will be completely automated. We won't have to worry about it at all, which is really nice. So I'm gonna put these guys in here, and we'll get back to that later. So let's get on with what I want to do today. And what I want to do today involves Thaumcraft. So yeah, that was all just an aside. So what are we going to do? So the big thing that I want to work towards is getting the, where is it? The essentia. So we're going to want to import essentia from our arcane alembics automatically into the system. So all I have to do is put stuff in here, it burns, and we get all the stuff we could ever want, all of the liquid essentia. And then the other thing we're going to want is this infusion provider. So this is probably something we're going to want to start working towards. Now it is a moderate, actually I forgot I had all these down here. Cool. So while it is a moderate infusion, we should be able to do that pretty easily. So let's start working towards getting this today. And then the other thing that we're going to want is the finally making the scepter guy. So we need to get all of these guys. I have a whole bunch of stuff here. And yeah, so we need to charge our thaumium cap so we can get the silverwood wand scepter thing. And I don't remember what all. So we need to capture and trade with a peck, which I have one. We just need to do that. Golem with a tiny fez and tiny bow. Okay. Primordial pearl, which is also the outer dimension and defeat a boss. And full set of void armor, and then knowledge fragments. So most of the stuff is pretty easy. The hard part is just getting to the void, which, yeah, we need to do this, which is a pretty dangerous infusion. It also requires a bunch of Eldritch Eyes, and Mirror Glass is easy enough, and Void Metal is easy enough, but yeah, we're gonna need a lot of Eldritch Eyes for this. But this isn't really that bad, but we're going to want a lot of stuff for it. So might as well get some Thaumic Energistics set up, make our lives a little bit easier. So before we do all of that, let's go ahead and get the Thaumium Cap. So if we look at the uses for the Thaumium Caps, we need 6 Aurum and 12 Potentia for each of these. Now, I don't think we have much of anything, to be honest. Alright, so looks like we're going to need to cook up a bunch of these. So I have a whole bunch of ethereal essence, and we're just going to cook them up and get a whole bunch of aurum. And then we're going to need some files. Do I have, like... No. So we have some essence in here, but we're going to need more. And that is why we're going to make more stuff. So let's get like 30 of those. Make a half a stack. I cannot speak today. Oh, I don't have any of my Thaumcraft armor on. That's why I can't see what's in it. Which we can swap really easily. And I can still fly because I have the angel ring back on. So, a bunch of aurum in here. I don't even know that we'll need any more of these guys smelted up. But let's take a look at... So we need 6 for each, so we need 18. So... I think we already have that. And I think we're good. So... Yeah, there's 32. Now we just need some potentia, which I believe we can get. I'm also going to put some Perdicio in there. So how many can this store? 12. So we're going to need a lot of those, but that's okay. So potentia, I believe coal is amazing for that. So let's get like 16. Sure. 16 coal will be enough. And for now, let's go ahead and throw these back. Alright, so while we wait for that, let's also start looking at Infusion Provider. And what all do we need for that? Essentia Mirror, which requires another infusion. We're going to need 2 of these. So that's not that bad. Mirror Glass is pretty easy. I need to change this. I've started liking the auto search better, just so I can keep the Infusion Provider and whatever else we need down here. So for this, we're going to need Coalescence Core, which I believe these require, yeah, the Formation Core and, yeah, one of these each. And this should be done by now. At least enough. So put that in there. And I believe it's one of these with 1, 2, 3, and I need a wand. Luckily I have one right here. Doesn't really matter. And I do like to keep blocks. That's about it. So this should be easy enough. Shouldn't have any problems, hopefully. And yeah, how much? I completely missed how much this actually takes for each one of these. So usage, it's 12. Yuck, 12 each. That's a lot. But there's a charged thaumium cap. Now I don't actually know if we've ever scanned one of these. So let's go ahead and do that. Always good to scan things. There's also, I think if we just have this in our hand for a while, or throw it on the ground or something, it'll do something. Which is to unlock another research. Or something, I don't remember. There's something with this thing. You think you hear whispering. Do I have to throw it on the ground? I wish I could remember. The primal charm is weird. It's also like unlocked from the beginning. So yeah, we'll look into that later. It's not too important right now. So we have plenty of aurum. How much? Yeah, we have like no. We need 24 potentia. We do not have that. I shift clicked, didn't I? So 6, 7, 8. And I shift clicked again, so There we go. That should be a little bit better. So we just need to get more of these guys going. Do we have 12? We do. This is Ignis. Honestly, Ignis is going to go into the other one, so I don't really care about it right now. More Potentia. And honestly, we could probably go ahead and get started once again with this. So we do have enough stabilizers down below that we shouldn't have too many problems unless it's a dangerous research. So that's about the only thing we'll have to worry about. So there we go. Yet another one done. We just need to wait on about that much more Potentia. Cool. 16 is actually more than enough, so we'll do that. That, and that. And we'll smack it. Cool. So this should give us our third charge cap, which should be what we need. And yeah, there we go. Cool. So we have all three charge caps. Now I don't remember, do we have to do what else do we have to do with this? So oh, I've got to look it up. Wait, do we not have to research for that? No, we do. Okay, so crafting scepters. So it is pretty simple. Alright, but before we do that, I want to take a look at so yeah, while the dings that we're hearing is the primal charm. I'm looking this up because there's something with the primal charm that is useful for doing something. It is the staff core, the primal, but I believe the primal one focus. I don't remember. There's something weird about it. If we need to make another one, we can. They're not that difficult to make, so I'm not too worried about it. So let's just grab essentia rather, and bunch of it. Cool. Now we just dump it all in here, and let's go ahead and do the crafting. And that takes a lot of V. Wow. In fact, more than we can actually use. So, well, that means we've got to do that a little bit more. Yeah, we've got to make a better wand. Slowly recharges held wands. That costs a lot more than I thought it would. So, Silverwood Wand Core. This wasn't too bad to make, if I remember correctly. But it was an infusion. So, I will tell you guys what. We will... Let's see, charging this wand, what's going to be the best way to do that? I know down here there's plenty of things that will charge our wand. If we go far enough down, there should be nodes and all that fun stuff. This is super annoying though to do. Alternatively, we can kill mobs, and they will drop the aspect orbs. The primal charm being in our inventory will drop aspect orbs. It does happen fairly regular, so maybe we'll do that. And start working on some other stuff while we're kind of waiting for it to be done. I think that's a good idea. So it looks like we're going to have to make more of those. I will do that off camera because honestly, I don't think you guys want to watch me basically remake all that stuff yet again. So let's throw that in there, and we'll just keep this on our bar. So while we're kind of waiting, let's go ahead and start making the infusion provider. So this thing is very useful for the infusion altar. All we have to do is make sure that we have all of the V that we need in here, or the essentia rather, and it does it automatically. We don't need any of these guys. And since we can store a lot more essentia in digital format, it's going to be a lot nicer. So what all do we need? We need 2 air shards, and is that 2 Salus Mundus? Yes. Alright, well we have the stuff for the Salus Mundus. We have the balance shards. Do I have them on me? No. So balance shards, we need 2 of these. And we just cook them up. So while that is working, let's grab the air shards. We're going to need 2 of these. And there's the Salus Mundus. Some Draconium that I was cooking up. And let's see, what else are we going to need? So we're also going to need the Coalescence Core and, 2 Coalescence Cores. So we need 2 Formation Cores. Alright, well, Formation Core, let's go ahead and make another one of those. We don't need the Annihilation Core. So it is these with, I believe it was Ordo. And Quicksilver. I believe it was just drops, yes. And we just put our wand in there. And there's 2 Coalescence Cores. Alright, so that's easy enough. We need an ME interface, so let's get one of those crafted up. Should not be long at all because we already have all the components for it. And the last things that we're going to need are the essentia mirrors. So these require 3 iron each plus mirrored glass, which I think we can do that. Glass panes and Quicksilver. 1, 2, and a little bit of essentia, or vis. I guess it's confusing because it's the same thing, but it depends on when you use it. So there's those 2 things. I really should get my thermometer, however you want to say it, to scan some of the stuff as we make it, because a lot of this is going to be really good for aspects. Yeah, there's another term for the same things, basically. These are essentia. The stuff in the one is vis. And the stuff in here are aspects. They're all basically the same thing. But it depends on how it's used. It depends on what it's called. Basically, it's weird. Alright, so we need some iron and ender pearls. So, should be easy enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have a ton of iron. And ender pearls, we're doing pretty good. Alright, so to make these, we also need Permutatio, Aqua, and Eider. So, of all that stuff, what do we have? Nothing in there. Looks like we have a little bit of Aqua. How much do we need for each? 8 of each. Alright. Alright, so we need more Aqua and basically all of them. So, let's think of what's going to be the easiest way to do this. So, I know that eggs don't have that anymore. Eggs used to have a good source of permutatio. So now, what can we use? Shimmerleaf is not bad. Cinnabar is not bad. Cotton, hoppers, cinnabar. Copper is not bad, but that's a lot of metallum. I don't really want to do that. Cotton might be the best thing. Or soybeans? How are we for soybeans? Not that good. How about cotton seeds? Not that good. Shimmer leaf? Not that good. It was worth a shot. Cursed earth. That has a lot of other stuff though. Mutandis is really good. And also pretty easy to make. But it would require witchery, and I don't really want to do that. So we're getting a lot of permutatio. So barley seeds, hopper. As much as I hate to say it, copper might be one of our best options. Unless we have barley seeds. We do have a lot of cinnabar ore though. This has a lot. So let's get like 32. And we'll get this cooking up. And it'll take a little bit. So while we're waiting, let's go ahead and see about getting this. So this guy with 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see, what else do we need? We need eider and aqua. So eider would be like things that move. I think pistons might have eider. No, traveling. So ender pearls are good. Ender pearls are actually really good. Oh my god, that would be like, I could just do one of those and have a lot of stuff. But ender pearls are pretty good. We're gonna need some alienness as well, so that's not a bad idea. And then aqua is pretty easy. So let's do 8 ender pearls next. And aqua, I mean water in general. Water shard essences are really good. But there's not a really good way to get those. So sugar canes are also good for water. Water's it's one of the easier ones to do. Cake has water. Cactus has water. Clay. Now clay is something I can make a lot of easily. Alright, so we'll just do this. And vein mine it. And get a bunch of clay. Let's just get like 24. That's not bad. And we'll just throw that in there. And now we just need to get all this stuff out. So there's all the permutatio we're going to need. Put that in here. And everything else, honestly, we can just throw into the system. And hope that I don't run out of space. So we have 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we should be good for a little bit. Unfortunately, this does have a lot of stuff in it already that we're going to need to back up and just draw out. So let's get one of those. And we'll go ahead and put those in there. I don't need much more, I don't think. Because cinnabar ore was actually really good. So I don't really need the Terra. So what we can do is you can shift click it and it will empty it. So we got some metallum coming in now. The permutatio we can go ahead and put in here. And then eventually what we're going to do is we're going to make... I guess I can replace the toast. What we're going to do eventually is we're going to make some of this essentia an import bus specifically. Now these aren't that bad to make. And this will allow us to basically just import all of the essentia into our system. And we'll just use one of these guys and kind of make it good. Alright, so there's the permutatio. Bunch of that. So And now we're starting to get the Eider. So it's going to take it a little bit to kind of cycle through this stuff. But we can get rid of that and we should be good. So there's Eider. And let's get rid of the poison and the metallum. We're going to have a lot of metallum over the course of this, of all the work in Thaumcraft, just because of the nature of what I tend to use. We're going to have a lot of excess metals, so it's easier to just go ahead and use it. So metallum, magic, and now we just gotta wait for the aqua to come in. Yeah, so should be here in a moment. There's 8 aqua. So we can go ahead and get started with this first one. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, 8 of each should be pretty easy. This should be pretty stable. And we're going to get an essentia mirror, which I don't know what it does, but it does a thing. All that matters is it's going to be used for the infusion provider. Now we will have to wire this up with applied logistics. That's not that hard, but probably something I'll do off camera. The hardest part is going to be actually running the wires, just because there's not that much room. But let's go ahead and scan the essentia mirror. And we go ahead and get this stuff all placed for the next one. And we need a little bit more water, so it should be coming in any time. I'm gonna go ahead and throw all this stuff in here. And as soon as we get the water, there we go. We should be able to just go ahead and click this. Hopefully no problems, and yeah, more infusions. So once we get the infusion provider, I will set it up a little bit in this episode. I'll just kind of place it down somewhere convenient, and I will run wires and all that fun stuff later. We have wires coming over here, so it's not that big of a deal. So there is the essentia mirror. So we have everything for the infusion provider. Now we need 64 machina. We're gonna need a lot of stuff. Oh well. So do we have any of the stuff in here? Oh, we can't actually put water in there right now, so let's go put it in the other one. There it is. Cool. So we are going to need machina, magic. So 16 magic. We should be able to go ahead and grab those. I thought for a second it duplicated, but it didn't. That's not a big deal. Like, we're gonna need a little bit more magic. So we're also gonna need Ordo. Ordo is kind of a pain sometimes, but I mean, we could just do that. One day I will actually do these order shards, these shards essence, because it's going to be super useful in the long run, because if we're importing the stuff into the system, it's going to just give us a ton of resources. So not that big of a deal. So order Hawthorne is good, but we're also going to need Machina, which is a little bit trickier to get. And honestly, I think Ordo shards will be the best. So let's get Order shards. Let's get 16 of those. Or 8. That'll give us 16. We need 32. So let's get 16 of those and start cooking those up. That'll also give us magic that we need. Permutatio, we need 16. Do we have that? It looks like we do. Yes, we have more than enough. So Ordo, we had 7 over here, and we need 32 each of magic and Ordo. We should have that from this. And then the last thing is just the Machina. And redstone essence is really good, but also redstone itself is actually really good. That might be the best way. Yeah, I think the redstone. So let's make we need a stack of it. So redstone. We need a full stack of redstone. Not too bad. And the vitreous we can put away. And we have ordo and magic. So we have enough of that and enough of the ordo. So we just got to get the stack of machina. So what we're going to do is we're going to be placing this guy basically as close as we can. But we're going to have to run a wire all the way over here. And we're 4 of 8, so we have plenty of channels right now. We're going to have an import bus on one of these guys and none of the others. So that's kind of the plan. And we should be good. So probably gonna have to do a little bit of rewiring. Not much of anything, just making a more dense cables to go across to at least about here, because I want to put more crafting coprocessors and crafting units on this guy, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Now how bad was it to make the import bus? Storage bus. It's not that bad actually, but it does require filtered. Yeah. Yeah. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and make that. So, what we're gonna want is import bus for essentia. And what do we have? Okay, so we're gonna need diffusion core. So we need the annihilation core, I believe. Yes. And that should not take that long to make. So there's the diffusion core. Then we are going to also need essentia tube and the filtered. And then we just need 2 warded jars, which, hey look, I have. How are we on the machina now? Oh hey, 32. Alright, so we're gonna put the potentia not in there. Wrong place. Cool. So warded jars, and there is the essentia import bus. That is awesome. We're not going to set that up yet. We can probably go ahead and place it at the very least. But that's it. So I'm still dropping the orb, so let's grab our wand again. And we have 64 machina. So we can go ahead and do this craft and hope for the best. That is key. We gotta hope for the best. And we're also gonna want more of these guys, the essentia storage. How do we make those again? The essentia storage is... Oh, it requires ethereal essence. So, there is a way to auto-craft this stuff. I believe we need... Essentia providers do something, but the infusion provider is better. Hence the difficulty at crafting it. Let's grab our book real quick, because I want to see. The essentia provider... Oh, okay, so this is basically an interface for essentia. But what we're going to want, so we have the import-export bus. There's also a distillation pattern, that I don't care much about, because I'll do it kind of manually. But it's this arcane assembler that we're going to want. Oh, wow. And you need to have a Thaumian Boss Silverwood Scepter. That's a little intense. Knowledge Inscription, and I believe this is storing stuff. So I don't know if I want to really make that stuff. Because that is incredibly complex. So what I'll probably do is I'll just go ahead and make a bunch of the storage cells for these. Maybe make them a little bit better if we can, and go from there. I'm going to leave the 24 in there, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to break these two, so we can demonstrate how this works in a moment. So let's put that in there, and I'm going to put this stuff in here, and honestly we can put these away. So we need to make the infusion provider. That is the last thing. So in the center goes the ME interface, and all of this stuff goes around it. Alright, so as long as it doesn't destroy the essentia mirrors, I don't really care. So next is these 4. Do I have my wand on me? I want to keep my wand on me. It doesn't really matter like how they're placed, just as long as they're placed around. So this one could be bad. It just exploded. That was scary. Yeah, I do want to kind of keep my distance and kind of keep watch over this. I can remake some of this stuff pretty easily, pretty quickly, but not the mirrors. Those need to be accepted. Otherwise, this is going to end up really badly. So yeah, it requires a great deal of stuff. But so far, not too bad. There goes all the magic. Just gotta wait for the... There's the Ordo. The permutation... Oh. This is why I keep my inventory like I do. I wish that would stop autofilling. So the Ordo is good. Now the permutatio should go a lot quicker. And there goes the first mirror. That's good. The Salus Mundus. Coalescence Core. Air Shard. Come on, second mirror. Awesome. So this is going much, much better than I could have ever hoped. And there goes the last thing. And there we go. Infusion provider. So we can scan this. It probably has a bunch of stuff for us. And now we can just place it somewhere like right here. And actually, if I have some cables, which I know I do, we can go ahead and hook this stuff up. So I'm just going to do one of these, and I want to see, we can put upgrades in that. That is good. And we're just going to run this wire like so. Alright, so we should see this start emptying. And it is pretty quickly. We can make it faster, and we'll see Potentia in here. So that is really awesome. So all I need to do is get a bunch more drives and make sure that these are large enough and all that fun stuff. But the other cool thing is we can now connect this guy to the system as well. And Now our infusions will be solely through, we don't need the water jars anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this guy for the time being. And let's see something, Ignis. Ignis is one we have a bit of stuff of. So we have what in here? So just to kind of demonstrate that it does work, we have 72. We can go ahead and put Ignis right here, and it will suck it up pretty rapidly, actually. And we have 95. 23 plus 72 is 95. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is, between episodes, I am going to basically clear out all of these guys and make enough drives in here so that we have plenty of essentia. Now, unfortunately, I don't know if this works for, like, well, actually, we'll see. I have this machine. Where is it? I made it a while ago. I don't remember where it's at. I think I made it in this series. Yeah, because I made a whole bunch of 4Ks. The import MEIO drive port thing. Do I have it? IO. I don't know that I ever made it, to be honest. So maybe not. But I have another essentia housing. I don't remember how you make these. Recipe. Oh, it does require worded glass, which is a little bit annoying, but not that bad. So kind of the plan is I'm going to make another drive. I'm going to get plenty of stuff into the system, and then I'm going to start working on getting the Arcane Olympics, and just kind of getting a bunch of different things in here that we'll need. And the plan will be to go ahead and insert infusing. And I might show off a little bit of this next time, but basically I need to make a couple more charged, I basically need to charge this guy up, and then I need to make more of the charged thaumium caps, plus more of the another silverwood rod, just so that we can make the scepter and put it in here. And honestly, we'll probably start working towards, rather than kind of doing too much more with the Thaumcraft right now, we're probably going to start working towards getting the Peck and the Golem, and maybe start looking towards getting to the Eldritch dimension. At the very least, we could probably do Void Thaumaturge armor. So that would be this stuff, which I still need to research, evidently. Can we do that real quick? Yes, we can. So this stuff is not that bad, but it is very unstable. Highly unstable. So, yeah, that'll be fun to do, but it shouldn't be too bad. And honestly, we're kind of getting to the point where it doesn't really matter too much. We'll need to make some golems and get them. Tiny bow tie, and I think it wanted the fez. These are both pretty easy. And there's plenty of other research to get and whatnot, but I'm going to work on Thaumcraft a little bit between episodes, and I'm also going to work on the farm. Now, one last thing real quick that I want to talk about is I want to go ahead and make recipes for 3 things: reactor control rods, reactor casing, and the Yellorium fuel rods. I'm also going to make another access port for later, but we're going to expand our reactor sooner rather than later. One of the achievements is to make a max size reactor, so we might as well. We also need to use diamond blocks to cool one. Ugh. That would be nasty, but we do need to make a max size reactor at some point. Yeah, create the maximum size reactor. So that is something we can start working on. Shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to program all that stuff and start looking at what the size is what we're going to need, and maybe build the platform. I don't know. The more power we can get, the better off we're going to be. So that's a thing. But anyways, I'm going to end the episode off here and do all that stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!